Star Wars, a truly legendary movie franchise, an amazing universe of expanded ideas coming from all different genres, combinating together into one universe. Maybe I'm hyping it up a little bit, but it's just so weird that these great movies were made by somebody who barely knew how to write a script. Now, I like to rag on George, but he did come up with Star Wars, so we can't hate on him too much. Now, we're going to see which movies are the best of the best, which movies got Star Wars just right, and which ones didn't really understand. So without further ado, let's go! I'm sorry guys, I don't know what that was. I'm 16. What the fuck am I doing with my life? What the fuck? What the fuck? Number 8. The Phantom Menace. Yep, this is the worst of the worst when it comes to Star Wars. There are very few redeeming qualities. While I like all the movies at least a little bit, this one really barely stands on its own. If it wasn't part of the Star Wars universe, nobody would even remember it or think of it in any way. There are just so many stupid plot lines in this, like midichlorians, young Anakin being totally unlikable, just weird politics that shouldn't even belong in Star Wars. If there's one good thing I can say about the movie, though, is that I liked Obi-Wan, and I liked the final fight with Darth Maul. I wish Darth Maul maybe could have got fleshed out a little bit more, but besides that, it's just a whole lot of Jar Jar. Like, I don't hate Jar Jar that much, but just come on, why was he a main character? He wasn't that great of comic relief. Comic relief actually has to be funny. In the end, I don't think anyone really expected this from a Star Wars movie. It seemed like a totally weird spin-off, and not something that could have actually happened in the same universe. At least the pod racing was kinda cool, I guess. I mean, brought some neat characters, and we got at least a great game out of it. So, there's that. But at the end of the day, it's just a lot of Jar Jar. It's a me! Number 7. Attack of the Clones. Yeah, I know, I'm just going through the prequels. They're all bad, they're all the same, but no, that's not true. Attack of the Clones actually has redeeming qualities. I don't know how people are saying this movie is actually worse than Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace was this weird train wreck of stupid characters and stupid ideas. Attack of the Clones has good characters and interesting ideas that were just ruined by bad writing and stupid plot lines that really just ended up leading to the final movie. The arena scene with all the Jedis jumping in was awesome and just seemed like something that Star Wars fans would have wanted forever. Fighting all the droids. The clone army was awesome. Count Dooku was a great villain. Jango Fett was everything Boba Fett should have been. Like, if Boba Fett actually had a personality. But at the end of the day, this movie just had weird romantic subplots, boring characters, and really, the thing that actually ruined it was Anakin Skywalker. He's just a whiny bitch that just, if he doesn't get what he wants, he just complains. And it never gets better through any of the prequels. He's just, maybe if he wasn't the main character, these movies could have been better. Number 6. Force Awakens. Okay. How can this be worse than Revenge of the Sith? I hear you saying this. I hear you screaming at me through your computers. But besides one good moment, I actually despise this movie. It's just such a stupid cash grab. No interesting characters. I hate Anakin, but Rey is even worse than Anakin. I don't know how this is possible. And I know, why is this higher up on the list than those movies then? Well, the prequels are worse movies technically, but at least they did their own thing. Okay, you all know by this point that this movie completely copied A New Hope. It just made the universe seem so small. It didn't expand anything. Another sand planet, another Death Star. We didn't want to see these things. Rey is a Mary Sue. There was a weird Hitler reference in there. Or like Nazi reference from this weird general who's yelling halfway through the movie. Nothing made sense. Where did the New Order come from? The only thing I actually liked was the cameo from Han Solo. And then they killed him. Now I could sit here and complain about this all day, and maybe someday I'll make a video like that. And I know a lot of you don't think this is valid criticism, that I'm not explaining my points enough, and a lot of you probably just want to murder me. But at the end of the day, I didn't like Force Awakens. So, if you're interested, maybe I'll make a video on that later. But for now, number 5. Revenge of the Sith. Okay, so this movie is pretty much what I expected from a Star Wars prequel. Now, it really expanded on the origin of Darth Vader, what Darth Vader could have been. But this movie is so weighed down by the other 2 terrible prequels. We still have the dumb characters, we still have the clunky dialogue, we still have the stupid romantic subplots. If those other 2 movies actually led up to this movie, it could have been great. It could have been better than the originals. I know that's a ludicrous statement, but I already said I hate The Force Awakens. So I'm already gonna die, so I might as well just say that this movie could have been great. Now first let me explain the things I like. Dooku's back is a great villain. Palpatine is a great villain. Order 66 could have been such an amazing scene, killing the Jedis if we actually were invested and we cared. killing the younglings. Anakin truly turning to the dark side could have also been a very epic scene. If you watch the Clone Wars, which I know it's stupid, it's watching a whole cartoon series just to enjoy the movie. It seems like extra work, but if you do, then you get a little bit more perspective on this war, how it's changed the galaxy, the true lead up and fall of the Republic, and the rise of the Empire. You feel the darkness. I can actually say that I actually enjoyed this movie, not just parts of it. This is a good movie with bad parts, while the other two prequels are bad movies with good parts, and The Force Awakens is a bad movie with stolen parts. So, yes, Revenge of the Sith is actually a good movie. Number 4. The original Star Wars, also known as The New Hope. Now, there's not a lot I can really say about this movie. It's a very epic tale of a boy coming from a desert planet, finding a lightsaber, traveling the galaxy, meeting foes, meeting Darth Vader for the first time with him as an awesome villain before the prequels kind of ruined him, but yeah, kind of. Anyways, it was just an amazing adventure, traveling through space, seeing all these different locations, the cantina, Han Solo, Princess Leia, all memorable and actually great characters. Funny to think at one point, Star Wars actually understood how to do characters. So it's a great movie. It's so great that The Force Awakens decided to rip the entire plot off. I know I'm harping on this, but seriously guys, what the heck, why did you steal the plot? Please, The Last Jedi, please be good. Please have good characters. I have hope in you. You're our last hope. Number 3. Rogue One. When I first saw this movie, I was like, this is Star Wars. Cool characters, going on a space odyssey, seeing a bunch of different planets. It's really cool. No Jedis. You feel the darkness. You feel how the Empire has risen. It actually expanded on the Star Wars universe instead of just ripping it off. And that was cool to see for once. The other perspectives from people in the normal galaxy. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the Jedi, seeing the lightsaber fights, but just seeing the regular galaxy, people struggling through the Empire, it was interesting. The adventures, and how they all died at the end, it was cool. It showed that rebels actually sacrificed themselves. Sometimes it feels like these movies have no stakes, but this movie had stakes. They died for their cause. Oh, and one last thing, Jyn is definitely hotter than Rey. I'm not sure how that affects anything, but it's the truth. Number 2. The Empire Strikes Back. I could say so much about this movie, but everything's basically already been said, so I'm just pretty much going to move on. It's for that weird Luke Darth Vader helmet thing on Dagobah that didn't make any sense. What's that about? Can somebody please tell me? Anyways, number 1. Return of the Jedi. Once again, it's hard to say anything about this movie that hasn't been said, but this is definitely my favorite of all the Star Wars movies. The beginning with Jabba, and just seeing Tatooine and all the little parts of it. I really like seeing the universe, if you didn't know that yet. Rebuilding the Death Star, that was an epic moment. Seeing the fight at the Death Star. And I know a lot of this happened on the Ewok planet, and it was, the Ewoks are but seeing them fight the robots was kind of cute, you gotta be honest. They ain't Jar Jar by any means. And the Emperor in this film was so good. His evil just permeates off the character. You get to see Darth Vader finally confront the Empire and destroy evil like he was supposed to in the prequels. There was lots of tension in that final fight between Luke and Vader. It is probably the best lightsaber fight in the entire series. But anyways, that's just my opinion, guys. And if you disagree, then put your list in the comments. And at the end of the day, we all just like different things, and Star Wars is for everybody. So, thanks for watching. And maybe leave what your predictions are for the Last Jedi in the comments below. Please? I need comments and like, guys. Please. I'm gonna die. And also, I still freaking hate this movie. Seriously, at this point, guys, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. But anyways, just, oh, I'm 16. What the fuck? What the fuck? Go away. Now I can't stand the pain.